Now that the cats have lost interest, let's try this again. If you want the review of the easily found, mass-marketed, but really good quality, traditional Irish beers, Smithwick's Red Ale, Guinness Stout, and Harp Lager, you'll have to look for my videos from last year. This year, I found a craft, or at least smaller brand, smaller label, Irish Stout, brewed in Ireland and available at a local bottle shop for me. This is Sullivans Brewing Company's Black Marble Stout, batch brewed and packed in Ireland. Yeah, it's a nitro, which means you have to pour it like that, but I'm going to stop that pour because I don't want it to go all the way. Oh, there is that nice nitro head. I should have read it was a nitro. I actually didn't notice it was a nitro until just now. But typically with a nitro, you want your tall glass and you just pour it hard. You tip it fully upside down, right? And just chug, chug, chug to pour it out. But that is a nitro beer indeed. This was bottled in or canned in early November of last year, so it's relatively fresh for a stout. And being nitro, it should travel pretty well. So if you find this, I'd imagine it will be as fresh as can be for a stout. So let's see here, we have St. Patrick's Day coming up. So the day in which everybody's a little bit Irish, right? I don't think I have much Irish blood in me. I have some Scotch and English blood amongst the various other that comprising my traditional Heinz 57 American immigrant makeup. But I pretend I'm a little bit Irish on that day too, so why not, right? When in any place celebrating St. Patrick's Day. To the nose. In my experience, nitro beers don't tend to have all that much aroma. I don't know if it's the way that nitro interacts with or kind of takes over the head or what, but just in my experience, the aroma coming off a nitro beer is gonna be light. This, I'm getting a little bit of marshmallow. Not like a sweet marshmallow, but kind of a, I mean, as much as you can say something smells pillowy, right? There's definitely grain, definitely some maltiness, but it's not a sweet maltiness, it's a pillowy, light, dry maltiness. And that's, I think, another factor, another common aspect of Irish stouts is they tend to be dry relative to other stouts. Perhaps some berry, but once again, it's light, it's pillowy, it's not a heavy aroma. It smells like I should drink it. Oh, that's nice. Oh, okay. I will, not out of intention, but simply because I think I will return to compare this to Guinness repeatedly. And I apologize for it beforehand. That said, Guinness is a good beer. When you look at the brewing traditions of mass market European beers, often they carry far more of a craft mindset into the mass manufacturing than the pursuit of efficiency that mass market American beers tend to pursue. So simply because a beer is mass manufactured, especially if it's from Europe, does not mean it's going to be a bad beer. And really that applies to every beer. You should approach every beer for its own value, right? You look at Sam Adams. Sam Adams is brewing huge volumes of beer, but it's good beer. Sierra Nevada probably stretches the definition of craft, but as far as size goes, but still quality and a craft mindset are still real and true. I know Bourbon County stouts are a fractious topic, but the same thing, right? So that company, Goose Island, is owned by AB InBev, the biggest beer manufacturer in the world, and yet the Bourbon County brand stouts are still very credible barrel-aged stouts, right? Appreciate each beer for what it is. So while I'm going to be trying to appreciate this beer for what it is, I am also going to be comparing it to another probably better known, but no less quality Irish stout, and that is Guinness. So, initial thoughts. There's a little bit of a black licorice, but I think it is a smokiness, a very pronounced smokiness that hasn't yet fully developed. The nitro produces the expected creaminess, and in fact, this almost has a really nice whole milk kind of middle, which is unique, to say the least. But so it starts with this thin smokiness, which is initially almost an unsweet or a dry black licorice, and then that smokiness kind of becomes, oh, that's smoke. There's also a hint of espresso or coffee in there. That's really quite nice. But then this kind of milk middle comes and ties everything together, and that's really awesome because if you think about it, well, milk is great anytime. I like milk, and I'm also thankfully one of those who can still digest it into adulthood. But coffee and milk are great. So it almost reads like a, what would that be? Cafe au lait? Just coffee and milk, right? A latte. It reads a bit like a latte in the finish, which is really quite nice. You kind of have this almost herbal to smoky start, and then this latte finish. That's a trip I like taking. Yeah, very little sweetness, very little sweetness. And that allows the smokiness to kind of stand on its own and be the primary bittering factor of this beer, which is quite nice. I would say this would be a great beer to have around a campfire, except for then you'd have a hard time deciding which smokiness you were tasting, you know, the smoke that always blows in your face no matter what side of the fire you sat upon, or the smokiness from the actual beer. This is a nice beer. I'm enjoying it. It's not punching too hard. The nitro does lighten it up. That's just what nitro does. But it still has, like, the smokiness really stands out, and then that creaminess is beautiful. Let's see here. So enjoy the true taste of our draft stout brewed with roast barley, chocolate, and wheat malts, and the choicest of hops. It has Admiral, Magnum, and Goldings hops. I want to say I've had a few Goldings before. And it is indeed water, barley, wheat, and hops. So this actually would abide by, no, it actually wouldn't because it has wheat. I was going to say it was going to abide by Reinheitsgebot. Being an Irish, they don't care about Reinheitsgebot, but indeed, it is not. So, and in Kilkenny, it is reported on marble stone there, as black as ink. With gold and silver I would support her, but I'll sing no more now until I get a drink. Oh, that's from Carrickfergus. And if you go to Carrickfergus, only 3 nights from Ballygrand. I wonder if I'll get demonetized for that. Oh wait, I'm not monetized yet, so I'll sing all I want. Oh, who was that? Was that Lorena McKennitt that I heard singing that? Possibly. Or one of the Irish tenors. Yeah, this is a delicious beer. I'm enjoying this a lot. It is quite a bit different from Guinness. I'm kind of surprised I wasn't constantly coming back to it. Guinness has that smokiness, but it's a much more nuanced, lighter smokiness. And in general, I think the Guinness beer might have a bit more chocolate. There's very little chocolate. I would say there's no chocolate aroma in this. Instead, it is a very pronounced and delicious roasty smokiness and a very nice milky finish, which are all good. And I'm going to leave it there because I have more beer to drink. Anyways, this is Matthew wishing you a happy St. Patrick's Day. You know, celebrate the day that St. Patrick, who was a slave in Ireland, who was taken there by pirates and slavers and sold into slavery in Ireland. And then when he escaped, he went back to England, his native home, and he studied, and then he went back to Ireland as a missionary. Talk about dedication to our Lord Jesus Christ. Anyways, happy St. Patrick's Day, and top of the morning to you.